Go crazy. Okay. Doing my thing. It's number 4 today, Young Jeezy and Hov. Go crazy. Puffy has walked into the building.
Sire.
Puffy is here today.
Yes, New York, please turn your radios on.
There are 2 sides to every story. We get the other side today.
There's only one fact.
Okay.
There's only one truth.
We're going to give you a chance, and we're going to give you a chance to state that.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
I noticed you have a bunch of paperwork with you, so I'm curious.
Yeah, because he said the paperwork game was tight. So I heard. I really went and pulled quotes. So I'm a good listener. So
all right,
the paperwork game is tight, and sometimes the paperwork, the paperwork are just the facts.
Before I have to handle just something. So I know you just walked in. I'm gonna let you take a minute, get some water or something.
Yeah, some water. Let me wet my palate.
And then we're gonna handle this, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna talk to Puff, and we're gonna get to the phone.
No, we it's gonna be clear. And it's also we're gonna give a tutorial. We're gonna give a consultation.
To the city?
No, to the locks. We're gonna give a consultation to the warlocks. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I named them the locks. So now, since it's all that, they gotta go back to the warlocks.
All right, we're gonna. Wow. All right, I don't know where this is gonna go today.
No, it's gonna go. It's gonna go very, very peaceful.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope so.
It's gonna be. They should listen, so they can learn, because it's very clear that they don't understand the business that they in for 10 years. But we gonna make it simple and plain, so why don't we pay some bills so we ain't gotta stop talking.
All right, good, so that we could just go. Let me just handle this right quick, and we'll be right back with Puff.
Stand up.
On Hot 97.
You wanna talk about what the number is? Let's talk about the number. Since the locks was out here, they was here yesterday, and they said they didn't get no money.
They didn't say they didn't get no money.
The locks.
They said they felt that at this point in their career that it doesn't make sense. They feel like you get more money than them.
So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna tell you what I got. I'm gonna tell you what I got.
Mm-hmm.
Let's ask you. Let's remove me and the locks. Me and you in a business deal. I meet you when you coming up. You want me to invest in you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You a new company. Mm-hmm. I invested in D Block. You know what I'm saying? I'm investing in you. Mm-hmm. You a new company. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, here come the splits. Out of the money, you get over $1.5 million. Mm-hmm. And I get $400,000 or under $400,000. That's it, New York. They got over $1.5 million. And I got
this was back then?
No, this is everything to date. They got $1.5 million.
Their whole career?
They got for the albums they put out. These remember, they the streets. They not making no #1 top 10 pop records. Mm-hmm. They the streets. So they sitting here crying like I got more money. That's the money that I got. I'm divulging. I don't even speak my information on the street. I will never, ever do this again.
Honestly, just because I let you get some of that specifics in. We didn't really get into too much of the specifics yesterday. I guess just the point that they came up here was, they might be misinformed. I don't know, yes or no, about how much exactly it is. But either way, they have been, they say, trying to get out of this publishing deal for 10 years.
Check this. Okay. If you check this out, if you yourself, you invest in AT&T,
right?
Okay.
No, I get it.
No. You invest in AT&T.
Mm-hmm.
AT&T, they didn't even start making phones. Then AT&T, whatever years later, say that they want your shares back. But there's no reason. They just say that they just want their shares back. Or even better, you buy a house. You go and you buy a house on set in Harlem. You go buy the house. And
I get it. You invest and you want it.
Yeah, but I'm saying it doesn't. So they've been calling, knock on the door, saying they want their house back. They had sold their house. They didn't even sell a house. To be honest, they came up here and they're portraying in New York that they sold a house. I don't own their house. Puff does not own 50%. Puff owns 20%. I don't never divulge my information or my business, but it's just the fact that this is just so crazy, and I'm just, it's not even worth it. This is not even worth it to me. Right. So out of the house that I bought, I don't even own the house. I just invested in the ground floor. So now you say, just give me the ground floor back just because. I could see if it was what they were saying. They came up here and cried to New York. They cried broke. They used the word slavery. over $1.5 million in slavery, and I get 400. That's slavery. There's people that are really feeling like they working in the streets. Streets keep it real. There's people that are struggling, and they up here crying. Stop whining, man.
Let me just ask you this, and I have to play a song, and I'm going to give you a chance with the paperwork and all that. We'll get into all of that. Just one question I have is that one of the issues yesterday was that they felt like, Jadakiss said this specifically, that they got into the game, they was young, now they blame their lawyers, they blame themselves, but it's been 10 years, and they just feel like they were taken advantage of when they were younger, and I'm gonna go back taken advantage of by you.
So I took advantage of them by me. So while they had 300 members of the Rough Riders, they went through 7 lawyers. Mm-hmm. They all had 2 parents, and I took advantage of them. Come on, man. They can say that all they want. It's just not the truth, and it's here in black and white. So I took advantage of you. How did I take advantage of them if they got over 1.5 and I got 4? If that taking advantage of me and you in a business deal,
right?
And I invest in you, and you make 1.5 and I make 4, am I taking advantage of you? Am I?
No.
Okay. That's the facts. Let's talk about the facts, ladies and gentlemen. That's the facts. That's what it is, black and white. Here to cancel checks. I sent it to their accountant because they not on top of their business. They're speaking emotionally, and they not on top. You ever know somebody and they just speak off the cuff, and they haven't really gotten to the details to do their homework?
Why can't you guys why can't you sit down and work this out?
Angie, you or whoever else not listening to me. I invited them to the office. You got to ask them. I invite them, even still, because I know they ain't not busting a grape. They can still come to my office. I will act like this didn't even happen. I'll erase yesterday. Because my mind is strong like that.
So you're willing to sit down at this point?
And Angie, I told you the story that I saw the man. I told him to sit down. I see him at the concert. They ain't say nothing to me. How you gonna be on stage with somebody rocking the Benjamins in front of all of New York? You didn't say none of that. You got him right there. Then what did I do? I disappeared like abracadabra? Nah, I've been here. I'm gonna be at the office every day. So I'm gonna tell you again. So you clear. You bring him to the office then.
Me?
Anybody can. If somebody see him in the streets, bring him to the office.
I'll bring him. We set up the meeting.
They called out to New York to help them to give them a ride to the office.
Can we play? Let me just play one song so we can regroup and get.
Can we play a Biggie song?
You wanna?
Yeah.
Which Biggie song?
You ain't giving a new joint? Yeah. Play the single. Play the nasty.
We will too have to talk about the C's call and all of that stuff. You
can get into all that, but it's very important that all up and coming artists read and understand your contracts and your paperwork. The locks in the
system. Come on, man, just give.
The locks ain't getting jerked. They got their money.
There it is.
And it ain't 50-50. It's 80-20. And I'm glad I was able to inform y'all of that. Y'all need to scream on your accountants and lawyers and yourselves for not reading, because it's right here. I'm gonna highlight and show Angie your contract. If you read your contract, it says 80%.
Is it there? All right, we're gonna look at the contracts. We're gonna play a couple Biggie joints while we do that.
Hot 97. New hip hop, new R&B. Hot 97.
Run a new joint now. Keep it hot.
Run it. When you hear new music, you know it's Hot 97, baby.
I'm sticking ice chicks on the tip of your. Give you a swift kick. Ain't that some?
Either way, we can go.
Yeah, one thing
you'll send paperwork. They'll send paperwork.
Yeah.
Can you sit down and can you? What would it take for them?
80-20.
What would it take for them to get 100% of their publishing back?
If it wasn't true, their lawyer could go and they could play this in a court of law. Why would I set myself up for that? That's number one.
Okay.
Number two is I definitely need to apologize to New York for feeling a little emotional, but you got to understand, working as hard as I've worked to get to this point, and somebody saying that you stole from them, you know what I'm saying? My thing is to always to inspire, you know what I'm saying? And to motivate and to provide opportunities and to be. So when I came up here being emotional, it was just me expressing to y'all the true feelings. I got to give it to you true, because I never been at this point where such a blatant misrepresent, since the last time I was on trial for the gun, a blatant misrepresentation of the truth. You know what I'm saying? And it was so upsetting, because it was like I own 50% of somebody's stuff and it's a lifetime deal. That's not true. They have 5. We have them for 5 more options. So you gotta look.
They said
like
that
this.
yesterday, but they said that they have to be on. Let me just say what it is, so you can defend it. You can instead of just putting it out there. They said they have the deal is that the albums that they have left that they owe you for publishing is on Bad Boy. So since they're not on Bad Boy, that they can't. It's not true.
This is
what
really.
You're saying.
This is really in New York. We shouldn't. To be honest, this is so embarrassing for them and for me to be saying it like this because they just don't know the business. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. You know how we can stop it though. As grown people, let's talk about the facts. This facts I'm gonna state. You got the checks in front of you. You reading it.
But I also have a contract that they just sent me that says 50-50.
Yeah, but I'll show you this contract. But you know we going back and forth.
I know.
At the end of the day, this business is between me and the Locks.
Great.
I'm only stating the facts. I would not come up here and misrepresent myself. That's number one.
Okay, let me ask.
But anybody that knows how publishing works knows that I can't own 50% of their publishing because 50% goes straight.
So the publishing that you do have, it obviously means a lot to them. Would you be willing to sell them back or give them back their publishing? Is there any way that could happen?
I'm gonna say number one, they never had a discussion and never gave me an offer to buy it back. That's number one. Number two is they say that they're the streets. If you go and you get some consignment for 5 of them things from Poppy, and then you go to Poppy and say, nah, I just don't want to give it back. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense. If he invested in you and invested in your dream to come up, and he gave you 5 of them things, and you owe him 5, that's what you're supposed to give him. But even more important, you never even had a conversation with me. They never had a conversation. They never.
It's so hard to do this interview because it's so the stories are so conflicting.
If they get, but there's one story. If I'm bringing canceled checks, I can't do no more than that. They came up here and they made y'all believe that they don't want to rap no more because. But this is a fake. You're not even acknowledging this is what they do. Free the Locks 1. Free the Locks Part 2 with Interscope. Hey, that worked. Jimmy got on the phone. Let's go after Puff. Let's see if this worked. It definitely worked because they hit a nerve, and it's not really like me, but it's just like this station right here is a very strong station, and that's a very strong accusation of stealing from somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have I got mine off of hard work. I don't have to steal from nobody.
You said you were going to let me do some questions.
Yes.
Let me do some questions. Do some questions. Are you willing to give them back or sell them back their publishing?
If the right situation is presented.
What would it take?
Yes.
I mean, we've taken it this far. There's checks laying out here. We've taken it this far. What would it take,
Angie,
for them to have their publishing back?
You got to understand, in the record business, it's not that simple. You got to sit down with the accountants and with the lawyers and deal with the facts.
But you're willing to...
It's not that. I've said for 20 times I'm at the office. So we keep asking the same question. I'm going to be at the office, so you bring them up so you can see.
Me.
Whoever.
I'm going to bring them. Can we set up a business meeting?
Bring them. Bring them.
For real. Can we set up a business meeting?
They could have had a business meeting, Angie. It didn't take all of this.
For whatever reason, they feel like they can't. They couldn't have.
Okay.
Tell me about this quote. I'm giving you a chance to respond to the accusations yesterday, but you're not letting me put them out there for you to respond to. Let me just put them out there. You respond.
Okay. Did we get the last one clear? That they can have a meeting in New York.
We can have a meting. See? Check. That's done. Check. One thing done.
Bring their lawyers too.
Check. Accomplished. Okay. Second thing. They did say that they have tried to reach out to you. They actually even quoted you as saying, the Beatles can't talk to Michael Jackson about their publishing.
Angie, as I told you before, I brought it up to them. This whole thing stemmed from the beef that they have now, that they not dealing with their own beef. And at the end of one of the mixtape records, they got a bomb thrown at them. And so I brought it up to Jada, like, yo, I know that must be on your mind. If you ever want to talk to me, he never brought it up to me. That's like your man sitting next to you, he don't talk about something. They need to have the heart to talk about it. Don't nobody help them. Drop them off at the office, let them come talk to me themselves. They never did that.
We're going to set up a business meeting. We're going to set up a business meeting and start with
anytime.
that. Okay, so then C's calls up yesterday. I guess the publishing discussion sparked a nerve in Lil C's, who called up and said that you own some of Biggie's publishing still, and he obviously felt the way about that. Felt you should come up off of it, is what he said, and give it to.
You know what I'm gonna do for that? I'm gonna let Miss Wallace. She's calling in. I'm gonna let her handle that. I'm gonna let her.
Okay.
She called and asked to answer that. She said that's her son's business. She wants to answer that. The Locks may want to put their business out in the street. She said if her son's business is gonna be put out in the street, she wants to answer that.
She wants to speak on it.
Yeah, she wants to speak on it.
So we calling her?
Yeah,
you're gonna get her on the phone?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get Miss Wallace on the telephone. Somebody do it from out there. All right, let's play. You want to play a Biggie joint and then get a second to get Miss Wallace on the phone?